It is absolutely sickening what is going on in the new car market. Possibly, we have seen used car prices become more negotiable. And we've seen prices on the wholesale market decline significantly. Retail prices coming down just as well. The latest data from Kelley Blue Book, though, for new cars data in the month of November shows that average transaction prices hit another new high, $48,681, up $422 month over month from October, and up 4.5% year over year, $2,250. We keep telling people, Dad, car prices are coming down. Are we wrong? Is it because manufacturers are just producing the more expensive vehicles? Like, what's going on here?
Yes and no. Yes, we're wrong to a certain degree, and no, we're not.
Okay, let's hear it.
And we know from our team and our staff and the amount of deals that they work every week.
Yeah, we do about 100 car deals a week.
That new cars are more negotiable now than they've been for quite some time.
Definitely.
Okay. So even though the average transaction price could be higher.
Is higher.
Not could be, I guess, is higher. The amount of discount that at least our team has been able to get for consumers has gone up dramatically.
Yeah.
So we found that the cars are more negotiable if you know what you're doing and if you employ the right people to help you. But average transaction prices are still going up because, well, average retail MSRPs continue to go up. So as long as they keep going up, average transaction prices are going to go up.
I want to read some of the commentary here because I think it's worth digging into. According to Kelley Blue Book calculations, new vehicle average transaction prices have been higher than the average manufacturer suggested retail price, also known as the sticker price, since July of 2021.
Yes.
Sales volumes in November were up year over year by 11%. But down from the month prior, October. The elevated prices and high loan rates are likely putting downward pressure on sales.
Yes.
So we are starting to see sales volume go down.
Yes.
Quote, the transaction data from November clearly indicates that prices are showing no sign of coming down as we head into the holiday season, said Rebecca Rydzuski, research manager of economic and industry insights for Cox Automotive. She continues to say, the mix of available vehicles still favors more expensive models and higher trim levels. In fact, average MSRP has increased more than average transaction price year over year, indicating automakers are still building a richer mix of expensive models and fewer value vehicles.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Okay, but average MSRP has increased more than the average transaction price year over year. So the transaction prices are actually, as a percentage of MSRP, are going down.
Yep.
Okay, the MSRPs keep getting more and more elevated, but there's more and more room in there to negotiate on the price. And that's what we see with our team when they're helping people with their purchases.
Let's keep reading through this, Ed, because it's great information. And then we're going to switch over in maybe a minute or two to the used car side. According to Cox Automotive estimates, new vehicle inventory is steadily improving, though some brands have noticeably larger supply than others. Watch some of our other videos on new car supply to get insights there. Quote, incentives overall are still very low, but consumers who are flexible on make and model may be able to find a good deal at year-end sales events, added Rydzuski. Deal School 3.0 Pops, we're so excited. What do you get?
The quick and easy way to learn everything you need to know about buying a car today. Go to joinyaa.com/deal school today.
Dad, luxury car prices. The average luxury car price, transaction price, skyrocketed. It's up to $67,050, up another $405 month over month from October. Porsche and Land Rover have the most strength in the luxury market, transacting between 2 and 6.4% over sticker price in the month of November. Brands like Alfa Romeo, Audi, BMW, Infiniti, Lincoln, and Volvo are showing the least price strength, selling for 1% below MSRP in November.
And the share of luxury sales continues to go up. It was at 18.2% of total sales in November, which was up 0.4% from October and up 2.1% from that same time period in 2019. And so that ties in to one of the things we were talking about yesterday, and that is that the chasm between those who can afford to buy a car and those who can't keeps getting wider and wider. And the manufacturers have decided that they're going to cater to those who can as opposed to those who would like to.
On the non-luxury side, Dad, the average non-luxury transaction price is $410 above sticker price, a slight increase from October. This means you've got to negotiate. You absolutely have to, because we can't be making this up. We hear too many stories of people getting deals. You really got to know what you're doing, or else you're going to pay $410 over sticker price. The non-luxury brands that had the most price strength last month in November were Honda and Kia. Makes sense. Honda's been struggling. Kia's been struggling. Those transaction prices are between 6 and 8% over sticker price in November. Buick is showing the least price strength in November, 2% below MSRP.
Yes.
You could also add Ram, although I guess Ram might be considered a luxury car based on their price point nowadays.
Yes.
We also then, Dad, have electric vehicle prices up another $1,172 month over month. The average EV transaction price is $65,000. This is while used EV prices are falling more rapidly than hybrid powertrains and internal combustion powertrains. So kind of an interesting dichotomy happening there. And we have now seen, Dad, a slight uptick, the slightest of upticks in incentive spend. It is interesting here to read. Incentives remain stable in November at 2.2% of the average transaction price. In November 2021, incentives were 4.1% of average transaction prices. Back in 2019, that was 10.6% of your average transaction price was incentives. Now, Dad, luxury cars have the highest incentives in November at almost 5% of average transaction price. Meanwhile, vans, minivans, and the luxury full-size SUVs all have about 1% of their average transaction price as incentives. Okay, so if you're in the market for those luxury vehicles, the manufacturers are finding ways to incentivize you to purchase them.
And you're still going to just pay.
Now, at the same time, let's switch gears. Let's talk about the used car market, Dad. We have seen another week of significant declines at the wholesale used car auctions, a 0.88% decline at the wholesale used car auctions. Every segment is impacted and affected. What's most exciting to me, and I don't know what's going to happen, but what's most exciting is the fact that the sales rate at the auction continues to go down, down to 48%. And from everyone that we talk to, it seems like there's more clunkers at the auctions, and it seems like there's more people not selling their vehicles because they're not getting the prices that they want. We continue to beat the drum every single week. Who's going to end up holding the bag here? Because these prices are dropping week over week, but they're not selling at the auction. Does that mean they're either going back to retail and selling for less, or someone owes money on these cars? The price has to go down, right?
One would assume that's typically the way it works. It's all about supply and demand.
Yep.
It is both on the wholesale level and on the retail level. Now, if dealers are sitting on cars thinking that they're going to go back up in value, well, that's just that's fantastical thinking.
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't work like that typically, and it hasn't since July.
Yeah,
there has been a steady decline in the wholesale values that are being paid for these used cars at the auctions.
Yep.
So to think that, well, we'll just keep holding it another week, that it's suddenly going to skyrocket in the other direction, that just doesn't make sense to me. So yes, either the dealers are going to have to take these vehicles back to their dealerships, and they're going to have to hope and pray that they can find a sucker that they haven't been able to find so far, or they're going to have to lower their prices. Or at a certain point, they're just going to have to take their losses at the sale and move on in life. It's really pretty simple that way.
Yeah. All right. Now, we hear all the time, you guys are wrong, you don't need to talk. We're going to turn our attention. Positivity is the name of the game here at YAA, Dad. I want to paint a picture of the car deals that are available out there. And this comes from Niki back on joinyaa.com/community. 2023 Subaru Ascent. YAA cannot thank you enough. Dad, Niki, picked up her 2023 factory ordered Subaru Ascent Touring this past Saturday and got $3,776 off of MSRP.
Oh, that's terrible.
Do you think Niki's going to get that off if she didn't know what she was doing?
No.
5-year financing at a 4.9% rate. That's great. The average interest rate on a new car loan right now is above 5%, so that's awesome. She negotiated the price of Remote Start and Starlink for 5 years. That's fantastic. She asked for the individual prices of gap insurance and the extended warranty in the finance office and was able to get the gap insurance price cut in half, and the extended warranty, she saved $640. You can do it. It's a good looking Ascent too.
Yes, you can do it. It's eminently doable. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to ask.
Yep.
ask at least 5 times. And they'll eventually, if after 5 or 6 asks, they can't do anything for you, then you're pretty much done. But they're going to get tired of saying no to you because they want to make a car deal. That's what they're there for.
Dad, we also have it on the used car side. This one was posted by Carbeans, talking about his 2013 Porsche Boxster S that he was able to get. Dad, it's an awesome essay here from Carbeans. Ultimately, the TLDR, as we like to say, the too long didn't read. So the asking price at the beginning of the hunt was $53,000 plus taxes and fees for this vehicle. Towards the end, the dealership discounted the car to $52,000, $49,500, $47,000, and then $46,000 plus taxes and fees. In the end, Carbeans got it for $40,500 plus taxes and fees, ultimately out the door at $44,500. Read the story, gang. Read the story. It's all about the patience and perseverance that it takes to save a significant amount of money. It's happening both in the new car market and in the used car market. These dealers are taking advantage of people who don't know what's going on.
It's doable.
It really is.
Yep.
So please read these stories. Please be aware of the data. And please, if you don't need to buy a car, don't buy a car.
Yeah. Don't buyAcar.com.
Nope. Stop buying cars.com.
That's the one.
Thanks, Pops.
Thank you, honey.